Hi, I'm Matt. Today's video is about using comparative adjectives. We use comparative adjectives to compare two different objects, people and animals. So let's learn how to use them. Look at me. I'm tall. Here's my brother, Jeff. Jeff is taller than me. Here's my sister, Elaine. She's happy. Elaine's happier than her friend, Susie. Let's look at these sentences and focus on the underlined words. Can you find the comparatives? That's right, taller and happier are the comparatives. What does the word taller tell us about Jeff and me? Taller is a word that gives more information about Jeff in comparison to me. Taller is a description of the height, which means that Jeff's height is more than mine. What does the word happier tell us about how Elaine and Susie feel? Happier is a word that gives more information about Elaine in comparison to Susie. Happier is a description of feeling pleasure, which means Elaine feels more pleasure than Susie. So, what is a comparative and when do we use it? A comparative or comparative adjective is a word that compares two objects, people, ideas, or animals. You can compare something specific like height, speed, or quality. You have to add then after any comparative adjectives. Let's look at another example. My car is faster than Jeff's. This means that when we compare my car and Jeff's in speed, my car, which is a sports car, goes at a higher speed than Jeff's. Let's move on. How do you form comparatives with one-syllable adjectives and adjectives ending with Y? Let's look at some examples. My car is faster than Jeff's. My house is bigger than me. She's happier than her friend Susie. Comparative adjectives are made by changing adjectives. In the first sentence, the adjective is fast and it is one syllable. For one-syllable adjectives, you add ER, so fast becomes faster. In the second sentence, the adjective is big and it has a vowel and a single syllable at the end. For these adjectives, you double the last letter and add ER, so big becomes bigger. In the third sentence, the adjective is happy and it ends in Y. For adjectives that end in Y, you remove the Y and add IER, so happy becomes happier. Follow the table to understand how comparatives are formed. For single-syllable adjectives, you add ER. For single-syllable adjectives with a vowel and a consonant at the end, you double the last letter and add ER. For adjectives ending in Y, you remove Y and add IER. Let's look at some examples. The horse is faster than the deer. The neighbour's tree is bigger than ours. The weather is drier on the west coast than the east. How do you form comparatives with two or more syllables and irregular adjectives? Let's have a look at some sentences. I'm more handsome than Jeff. Elaine is better than Susie at sports. In the first sentence, the adjective is handsome and it has two syllables. Adjectives with two or more syllables have the word more added before the adjective, so it becomes more handsome. In the second sentence, the adjective is good and it is called an irregular adjective. Irregular adjectives, like good, have their own comparative. So for the adjective good, the comparative is better. Follow the table to understand how comparatives are formed. For the first type of adjectives with two or more syllables, you add more. For the second type of adjectives with two or more syllables, you add ER. For irregular adjectives, they have an irregular pattern. Remember, after all comparatives, you have to add the word than. Let's look at some examples. This city is more modern than others. Riding a bike is quieter than driving a car. Eating fruit is better than eating biscuits. Now you can use comparative adjectives. Today we reviewed what is a comparative adjective, when do you use a comparative adjective, using one-syllable adjectives and adjectives ending in Y, along with 2 or more syllable and irregular adjectives. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson.